What's up, guys? We're back with Realvalleyraps and at Next UP209 interviews. I'm Nick, back again, but today we're with RyhsBeats.
What's up, y'all?
Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
My name is Devin, Rhys Roberts actually, but I go by RyhsBeats when I'm producing.
So, first question for the people is, how long have you been doing this?
I've been producing for 10 years actually, going on 10 years strong. 17 now. I got into producing actually from my dad. We were just driving home one day and my brother had started rapping. You know, he'd started to like get a little fuse in him of rapping. And my dad was just like, why don't you start making your brother's beats? And so from there, you know, it wasn't one of those things where I was serious about it. You know, I would do it every couple days, blah, blah, blah. Because it's really frustrating, you know, starting to make beats, learning a new program. And any DAW, learning any one is very, very frustrating, especially at 8 or 9 years old, you know? So you got to be consistent. So I would like get 2 laptops and put them right next to each other, look up one YouTube and then have the demo version of FL Studio on the other one. And then I would like recreate the beat exactly from YouTube onto mine, and then, you know, I would open up a new project and then try to remember everything I did on that beat and then try a new melody, new drums, you know, new percussions, new everything. And that's how I really started to, you know, that's where I really started making beats.
So internalizing some of those techniques, right? Because have you ever heard the expression that you have to like learn something and then unlearn it so you can be creative? That's what it sounds like you did, right? So like take the time to see what other people are doing, figure out how to use it.
Definitely too, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I came from a music background, but none of my parents were musicians, you know? So it wasn't one of those things where I grew up around FL Studio. I grew up around people making beats all the time. I definitely grew up around music playing in the house all the time, but I didn't grow up with a technical musical family.
So when you say you grew up with music around you and a musical background, like that's just, you know, people listening to music and you having different sort of musical inspirations playing around you, or?
That's just like waking up on Sunday, Jagged Edge is playing, you know? Waking up, you know, just listening to everybody, like Jagged Edge, like a lot of old school 2000s R&B, like hip hop, listening to everything, Eminem, 50 Cent. You know, that was really popping at least when I was my age, when I was 9 or 10, 8, and that's what my parents were listening to. So whatever was playing, I would be listening to it. You know, I wouldn't really say that geared me towards wanting to make music or helped me shape my sound, but I would say I wouldn't have a strong passion for music if that wouldn't have been occurring, you know?
Or maybe
that makes
even
sense.
Like exposure to different stuff, right?
Yeah, exposure to different types of music, yeah, exactly.
So one other question is like, how would you describe a lot of the stuff that you produce? Because, you know, nobody likes to say, oh, I sound like this guy, or this is my style. You know, nobody wants to put themselves in a box. But what would you say some of your, like, specialties are, some of your talents, you know, some of the stuff where it comes out easy?
Well, if we're being honest, I like to say a lot of my specialties are like very hard-hitting beats. Then I can go into dance hall beats. I can go into jazz beats, Afro beats. You know, I really try to make everything, but you know, as a producer, you obviously have your niche. Whatever you do, you know, whether you're an EDM-based producer, or a hip-hop-based producer, or a jazz-based producer, or a funk-based producer, you know, everybody has their niche of what they grew up around and grew up on, you know? So I really think that you could say my sound is OVO, you could say my sound is Drake, but you're right, you know? You're right. But that's where the money is right now, so, I mean, that's all I have to say about that.
It's so funny how, like, for a long time, a lot of people were like, oh, that's corny, or like, you know, you shouldn't want to sound like somebody else, but it's like, dude, if somebody inspired you, like, why would you just be like, I can't do this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's what ideas are, you know? We're supposed to be able to build off each other's ideas and footsteps, you know? Because if somebody opens the door for me, you know, it's respect and love. So obviously I'm gonna want to open up a door for somebody else that's willing and wanting to learn, you know? But I don't know, it's just something that you have to let your ego go about.
Yeah, no, I think definitely, and I
Yeah.
think especially like in a place where everybody wants to be artists, you
Yeah.
know, and you want to like definitely want to carve your own thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to be associated with like, oh, you sound like that, you know, or they'll take it like offense. All right, so you definitely said that some of your stuff sounds like OVO sound, maybe some of that Toronto, where it's hard hitting, but you know, a lot of bass, a little bit drowned out on some parts. Who would you say like specifically are some of your influences?
Vinyl's off tops. That's my favorite producer.
Hard.
But then it goes Pharrell, Vinyl's, and Boy Wonder. I mean, yeah, Vinyl's, Pharrell, and Boy Wonder. You know, not in that order, but those are my top three. And I would just say Vinyl's because, you know, the samples and just the whole aura of the artist that he works with. You know, it's just that whole aura of having stuff sent to you by OVO, going on tour with Drake, being at Drake's mansion, booty, girls, strippers, like in the club with Drake, you know? It's that whole aura. And Boy Wonder, you know, just having that history with Drake at the same time, and the history of his beats, and how I've heard that they've progressed, you know, since Best I Ever Had. You know, to now Do Not Disturb, you know, it's a completely different sound.
Definitely. So question, what's your favorite Vinyl's beat?
The Dubai, the new the new beat on 100
That's
Jack.
a good one.
But it's also between that and No Feelings by Party Next Door.
Both of those though.
Because the sample is just so simple, but it's so crazy, like Nemo, like drowning piano. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So, but yeah, definitely between those two. Yeah.
So definitely, especially two of those have Travis Scott on them. Would you say that he's like an influential artist for some of the stuff that you make?
Yeah, definitely.
Party as well?
Yeah, Party. Right now I'm working with one of his writers, and it's crazy.
Travis's?
Yeah, Travis's writers. It's crazy because like the sound that he's going towards is more like the old Travis, you know? If that makes sense.
Are you talking like Al Faro, even earlier? Or
I'm talking like
Rodeo, Days Before Rodeo?
I'm just talking like I would say the ballad Travis. You know, a lot of ballads in his music, Travis. Like the I would say Cruel Summer Travis. Yeah.
Ooh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about Cruel Summer 2?
No, I haven't.
Oh, no. I'm waiting on that personally. Like, I'll tell you right now, Cruel Summer was like my favorite album forever.
That's my favorite Travis Scott beat.
Sin City?
Yeah, Sin City. That's my favorite Travis Scott beat to this day.
That was really the first place I heard him.
Yeah,
too.
Me too.
And he, you know, he shows up, and it's crazy because it's such a star-studded cast with that album.
I didn't even know it was him until like 2-3 years ago, honestly.
That's crazy. And then the craziest part about it is that, you know, when you show up with all these savages, and you do your thing, and you know that's one of the songs that sticks with people. It's like, all right, you know, and it's almost like foreshadowing the fact that like this guy's gonna get it, you know, and like he's so prominent in the music industry right now. It's crazy, and you know you could have seen it coming there. So
he's dope.
Where's some of the stuff that you see your music going? Like, what do you want to do with your music? You know, maybe in the next 2-3 years.
Alright, so you know everybody wants to be a Billboard producer, but you know you gotta put in the groundwork too. You know you gotta sacrifice a couple of beats to some artists that aren't as good as what you expect them to be. You know, I'm saying you gotta sacrifice. You gotta build your network.
So do you mean for like exposure and
exposure? You know, getting in those back doors. Say you know a big producer and you sending beats to his family members that rap. That big producer is gonna hear that beat. He's gonna hear who made that beat. You know what I'm saying? Just using it's really a mind game, but you gotta be genuine about it. You know, it's just about your approach.
Genuine and generous, guys. That's what you need to take away from that.
It's just about your approach. You know, I'm telling you firsthand. I'm not gonna say any names, but I'm just telling you firsthand. You know, it's just about your approach and using all your avenues, you know, getting at people, because your beats aren't gonna do you any good just sitting on your computer hoping that Drake is gonna get on it, you know. So
is that okay? So I know a lot of producers are also afraid of people who maybe they don't want getting on their music, taking their music if they're publishing it online. So what are some of the ways that you think you can share your music without maybe making it so easy for people to just take and use?
I'm gonna tell you. If you put anything on the internet, it can be taken off no matter what. So that's why I don't post my beats on the internet. At least like non-social media. I mean, I post my beats on IG, of course, you know, for to attract attention and stuff like that. But I don't post my beats on YouTube, SoundCloud anymore, because I know how easy it is. Because I sample off SoundCloud sometimes too. You know, not stealing current music, but you know, stealing stuff that's 1967s that you can't get off YouTube, that's banned from YouTube. You know, and it's so easy to take music from the internet now. So you could do what you want, but I don't put my music on the internet because everybody's hoping to be a SOB anti or a panda. You know what I'm saying? Because both of those beats were found online. So I don't know. You just gotta know what you want.
All right. Yeah. So 2018. Yeah. What can we expect from you, RyhsBeats?
2018 is gonna be a big year for me. I'm gonna say a lot of stamps in my passport. A lot of very talented artists from around the world collaborating with. You want to go specifically who?
If you'd like to share that with the people, I'm sure they're interested to hear.
One that I'm really excited about, Emerson Brooks. He's an artist from Toronto. Got some crazy joints with him coming. Artist named Rhys, another Toronto artist that I'm working with. Travis's writer Don Carter. Have some stuff coming out with him. Off the top
of my head, I'm not 100% sure, but does Rhys have affiliation with OVO?
I would just say I'm gonna just say this. There's a lot of people that know that. There's a lot of people that know people. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna just keep it there without saying too much. Without saying too much, without getting too loose.
All right, cool. And so it sounds like you're working with Travis's writer.
Yeah.
So is he maybe writing with some of your music and then it's gonna go somewhere else from there, or?
I mean,
is he an artist as well?
Yeah, he's an artist as well. You can look him up, Don Carter X on Instagram. But it's just he's really the music that he's focused on right now because he's also an artist himself. You know what I'm saying? He's not just a writer for someone else. He's also an artist himself. He really focuses on like really dark, hard-hitting stuff. His producer, shout out to Fractious Frank. It's one of his go-to producers, his main producer basically. And that's really where his sound comes from. So when you guys get a chance, you can check him out. Don Carter X on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So who are some of your frequent collaborators? Anybody in the 209?
Yeah. I mean, nothing's out yet. But I mean, a lot of people I work with are, I work with DZ Pender a lot. Like, are you just talking producers or are you talking artists?
Maybe artists. Are there a lot of artists getting on your beats? If you do a lot of production work, who are some of those characters? But, also who are some of the artists getting on top of it?
Alright, so I'll tell you guys the producers first. My guy, DZ Pender, I work with him a lot. He sends me samples. I do my dirt on him, I send him back, we have hits, But a lot of artists that I work with, I'll just keep it lit with you. Like these past 6 months, my clientele has like skyrocketed. So I'm always getting people like Rhys. Oh, your brother's Max. That also helps a lot. But your brother's Max. Like I'm trying to hop on some beats. But I would just really say everybody because I can't really name them off the top of my head. Wait, actually, hold on. I can. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Alright.
Okay, so let's get into the list. I mean, if you want to spit it out.
Alright, so have some stuff coming with Goodface. Goodface. You guys heard of him? You guys. Some new stuff with Max coming out. Got some stuff with Don Kez coming out. I got some production with J Digital coming up too.
Okay, J Digital's hard, man. So that whole Lil Dad camp, J Digital, Ofa Show, Lil Dad. Like, have you heard? What was their last project that just dropped? Man, I can't think of the name, but I was slapping that on repeat.
So to touch on that, one thing about me, I don't listen to music.
Really?
No.
So I mean,
if that makes perfect sense.
So you're talking about Drake and Travis Scott, though. Is that stuff that you're playing, or are you talking about you don't listen to local music, or
no? I don't listen. Like I don't discover new music. Like if it's not, because I'm really focused on like the analytics of my music right now. You know, like what's on the billboards, what's popping right now. You know, which instruments is radio's hitting right now. You know, so it's like. If that makes sense, if it makes sense, I don't listen, I don't discover, I mean, I discover music like shuffle on SoundCloud, but I don't listen to music, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be blatant or trying to be an a-hole, but like, I don't listen to music.
So you're not really like tapping into anything that's not new and that you may use, right? That's what it sounds like?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. So I guess you could say that if we're being honest, yeah.
Of a tool right now, right?
Yeah.
So just work it.
Just
that's
be
how
honest,
it goes. That's how it goes, you know? And, you know, definitely, is that anything that's kind of crazy where, you know, music, I mean, obviously you wouldn't be doing this if music wasn't a passion. Is it kind of weird that maybe you're so focused that you don't really tap into touching on anything new, or you're just going?
To be honest, it's more that I'm too bougie to like want to listen to new stuff, you know? That's not, because I know like, if we're being completely honest, I know like, you know, not everybody's gonna have the same vision as me and the same sound that I want to be hearing, you know? So it's like, it's hard to find, not discriminating against any local artists. I'm just saying I don't listen to music, but I know the sound that's coming from the 209, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm supporting the 209, but you know, it's not what I would put in my, I'm not gonna like pull up my SoundCloud right now and go walk to class and be listening to like everybody out here, because you know, one thing, there's so many people and so many artists.
You be chasing it all day.
But another thing is, everybody's trying to get on the radio. Everybody's trying to get a song with SOB. Everybody's trying to get a song with, you know, everybody's trying to get a song with somebody that's already popping instead of, you know, trying to pop themselves and build their own, you know, groundwork. Back to like, my brother says this a lot. You know, that's why I'm really appreciative of FSS Visuals, because he's brought a lot of the 209 together more than what a lot of people think. You know, throwing shows, you know, Nicky 900 and Moosey, you know, he brought them together. You know, so I really think it's about stop trying to use somebody else's onness to put you on. You know, you got to do the work. Because it's not the same nowadays. Granted, people are helping people nowadays. People are opening doors. But you got to show yourself and you got to do the work. So that goes back into be the dopest artist in the 209 for me to listen to you. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to be 100. Yeah.
No, I mean, definitely, like, that's one of my things, too, is, like, a lot of times, you know, and it does seem bougie, you know, like, if you're real, a lot of people
but
like, hey,
it's just being real.
Slap this, listen to this, but it's like, bro, like, why?
Yeah,
like,
I get a ton of DMs a day, like,
it's so easy for, like, somebody to bring you their shit and be like, go, this is the hottest shit, bro. I spent 15 minutes on this, bro.
But you can't be mad at them for wanting to push their brand, push their music, because that's one of the most important things. Because that's all I do all day is sliding in DMs.
But you know what? It's a different thing when 10 other people that aren't them, or maybe you hear something on the radio, or you're walking down the street and hear somebody else like, oh, that's hard. What is that? You know.
But it's also a thing to where it's like there's a lot of wave catchers. Like I was talking to my dad about this in the car. Like he was like, "Would you wear a shirt that says finesse?" I was like, "Nah." But then he was like, "If Kanye came out with a shirt named finesse, would you wear it?" I was like, "Totally, like, of course." You know what I'm saying? So that goes into another thing. Like, if the whole town is slapping it, then I'm gonna start getting into it. But it's not gonna be something I'm gonna be like, you know, things have to grow on you. I'm gonna say that things have to grow on you. So
because you always want to be authentic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. One more time, thank you guys again for tuning in with Realvalleyraps and at Next UP209. That's my gang. You know, my name's Nick and RyhsBeats. Where can they find you, bro?
You can find me at RyhsBeats, at RyhsBeats on Instagram, RhysBeats, at XRyhsBeats on Twitter. Yep.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening. We're out.